Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Marvel Legends Secret Wars Spider-Man, the Black Suit Spider-Man. Very excited to have this figure in my collection. I know it's been out for a while. It's not that I just now got this figure. I've had it for a while. I just haven't had the time to unbox it. Even though I really wanted to, other things got in the way, more important things got in the way, but now is finally the time to unbox it. And as you can see, things are a little bit different here. I'm doing a top-down style recording. I have a new microphone. Hopefully it sounds pretty decent. I don't know. And I'm also recording in a little bit of a different way, but so far it seems to be working pretty decently. So I think I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. But let's ignore all that and actually get into the figures. Starting with the front of the box, you do have this retro style packaging that I like this style packaging. I don't love this package. It's a little boring. I know it's supposed to be reminiscent of the original Secret Wars wave, but it's just blue and clouds and it doesn't feel very Marvel. Besides the nice 80s metallic Marvel Legends and Secret Wars, everything else looks a little bland and a little boring. But besides that, you also have the figure right here, all the accessories, and then if you flip it over, you have everyone else in the wave. I did manage to get my hands on a few of these guys, mainly Captain America, pretty much my all-time favorite Captain America. We do have the new one coming out with the 2-pack. He is fighting Venom. I'm debating that one. I don't need another Venom, and I don't need another Captain America, but both of those figures look really cool. This Iron Man looked cool, but it's essentially a re-release to what I already have, so I'm not the biggest fan of this figure. Same with this Wolverine. I don't care about the brown suit at all. It's not the suit I think about when I think about Wolverine. The blue and yellow one's the one I think about. This one's more for different fans, and I'm glad they got their figure. I saw it in person. I didn't like the claws. I thought the claws looked weird. I did get Titania, but I got her cheap. I got her on sale, and I wanted to get Beyonder, but I didn't, and it's not the end of the world. I believe they announced they are doing another wave of these with more figures, but I don't know if we know who that's going to be. Or no, they teased it, I think, but I don't know if we've actually gotten anything official yet. So hopefully we do get some pretty cool characters. I know there's a lot more you could technically do. You could technically do a really cool Deadpool variant, because they kind of rewrote history and included Deadpool in the Secret Wars event, and I think that would be a really cool action figure, because technically he was the first person to wear the black suit, and then it didn't like Wade Wilson, so then it went on to Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and became ultimately Venom. But technically, I think he's the first person to wear the black suit, Deadpool. I know there's history beyond that, but I don't know. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Anyways, back to the front of the box, and we can actually transition to the figure. Okay, so this is pretty much everything you get. Obviously, we'll talk about the figure here in a second, but first I want to go over some of these accessories. Let's start with the shield, just because it's a little less exciting. Move some of this stuff out of the way. The shield is cool. It's a cool concept. I'm just not the biggest fan of these style of toys. It is kind of cool. I really want to get a Peter Parker in that head sculpt. I think that's a very nice head sculpt. As far as the shield goes, I mean, I don't love this. It's very odd. I do like the Titania shield because it's square, and that is something I could take the image of, and I could make like a picture out of it, or like a photo frame or something like that. Something cool. These circular ones are a little less exciting for me. But you do take it out, and then the other side is blank, and you can put in this Secret Wars 40th, whatever, in its place, and I believe it just fits in. Actually, it could go in like that. The nubs fit in with the nubs, blah blah blah. You guys kind of know how it works. It's not like anything crazy over here. But I don't know if I finished my thought. Let me go back to this. I would love a head sculpt that uses this Peter Parker head sculpt. Very cool stuff. If you're into that type of thing. I'm not, so, you know, don't mind me. We also have an assortment of hands. Let's see. We have two of these goodies right here. How close do I have to be? Two of these bad boys right here. Two web flipping hands. You have the triangles on either side. Let's drop one so we can focus on the other. The triangles, the web lines on top. Of course, it's a very decent web flippy hand. Are you focusing on the right spot? Yes, you are. Two of those, which is nice, and then two wall crawling style hands you would use for, like, if he's attached to a wall. Let's just go ahead and drop that one. Both are the same, just different hands. Both look very good. I do like those very much indeed. Then we have an alternate head sculpt. This one is more of a serious, more of a stoic head sculpt. An angrier Spider-Man, black suit Spider-Man, of course. Basically, what you would want for your black suit Spider-Man, because he's a much more serious version of the character. And then we have the actual character itself, the black suit Spider-Man, looking very cool, very mean, very nasty, very pinless and smooth. I'm liking the looks of this guy. I like the bulk on him. I think I'm picturing the Mafex version of this character, and I did not like that one as much as I like this. That one was maybe too bulky. This one I think is the right amount of bulk for a black suit. This is a reused sculpt. This is a sculpt we've seen on various Spider-Man figures. It's not anything new, but you know, I think this specific sculpt works a lot better for black suit Spider-Man, because he's a bit bulkier, he's a bit more mean, he's a bit more aggressive. Whereas the regular Spider-Man, I think he's a leaner guy. He's more trying to outmaneuver you as opposed to just straight up fighting you. But this guy is definitely here to come and kick your ass. So I do prefer this sculpt for the black suit Spider-Man, and I think it works very well. But yeah, picturing the Mafex one, at least the knockoff version that I'm looking at, I have the knockoff CT Toys black suit Spider-Man. That is not as nice. I know it's the CT Toys version of an expensive figure, so it's not exactly fair to compare the two, but this is much nicer in terms of quality, and it's essentially the same price. I don't know what it is on the aftermarket. Obviously, this figure is not exactly currently available, but when it was still available, you would pay about $25, and the CT Toys after shipping was maybe 30, 35, maybe close to 40. I'd have to like pull it up. It was like 27 for the figure and maybe like 6 or 7 for shipping. So it was much more than this was at release. I know if you paid shipping for this figure, then it gets a little closer, but still I don't really know. I'm not liking that these shoulders are not going up all the way. I'm trying. I think it needs a little fig bath. Maybe I should do that, but I don't know. I don't wanna step away. But I also want to give it a fair shake. It's just not wanting to go up. There we go. We popped it. So that is the range. I wanted to give it a fair evaluation. I didn't want to just assume it couldn't go up any higher. But yeah, in terms of look and design, this is as basic as it gets. It's the black suit Spider-Man, and he looks fantastic. I love this spider logo on the front and the way it carries over onto the back. I think it's very well done, very cool, very sleek. I think it's a good design. You have the web triangles where he shoots out like that instead of like that. Cool idea. I wish we had some web effects. Some accessories would be nice other than just hands and heads, you know. But you know, you have to pay the maximum price for accessories apparently. I also really dig this head sculpt. I think it looks very, very nice. This one with the bigger eyes, I think they pop very well. Everything looks beautiful. I love the color of paint they used on him. It's a nice, not quite matte, It has a little glossiness to it, but it's a very sleek. Like, if my room was dark right now and I put him up in like a corner, you wouldn't be able to see him, and that's kind of like ideal. That's kind of what he's going for. This whole this whole thing, I think it's beautiful. I think it works really really well. The colors, the paintwork that they used for this Venom action figure. In terms of articulation, I mean, I've kind of teased it a little bit. The head can go up just a little bit. I think that looks pretty darn good. Rotates all the way around like so. Slight wiggle. Arms come up too. Should we use the good arm or should we force that one? Let's use this one just so we can get an idea of where we're at. Arms come up to about right there. Butterfly joints go back to about right there and forward to about right there. Top down view. Not too shabby, not incredible. I wish it was a little bit better. You do have the diaphragm cut so you can tilt side to side, and then goes back to about right there and forward to about right there. Legs bend to right in that area, which is pretty decent. He can do the splits like so. He can also twist in his diaphragm cut, which is nice. No twisting down here, which is totally fine with me. I think this makes a little bit more sense. Swivel at the bicep. Leg comes up to about right there. I know I mentioned both of them, but the singular leg can go up to about right there. Double jointed pinless knees comes up to about right there. Swivel at the thigh, not too shabby. Toe goes down and up, and no toe hinge. I guess that would be the ankle that goes down and up. Very nice looking figure. The only issue I'm having is I need to give it a nice little bath and see if I can break these shoulders loose. But beyond that, I love the look of this figure. I'm very happy I got it at retail. I don't know if it's like a very expensive figure. I don't know if it's like super sought after and like it exploded on the secondary market. I don't know that. But I'm assuming probably because every figure of Spider-Man that is no longer readily available it just skyrockets in price. But this one I think is a very solid figure. So if you did not get your hands on it, you might pay that premium price just because it is a really decent figure. I think it'd be worth it to pay a little bit more, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Have you had this figure yet? Have you opened it? I don't know. I mean, it's been out for a while, so I assume most of you who have looked for it already got it. But if you're still searching or wondering, like, hey, do I need this figure? My opinions are yes, you do. I think if you don't have a black suit Spider-Man, the pinlessness of it is fantastic. The articulation that they chose for this, the body mold, is fantastic. It can only be made better by using the maximum sculpt, which there are rumors about something like that potentially happening. It's also a lot more smooth. I just now realized there's not any of those wrinkles that would be in the actual suit. Because I was thinking back to the maximum, and I'm like, there's a lot of added detail because of the wrinkles and all that stuff. This is smooth, so I wonder how that would look. But yes, there are rumors of a Black Suit Spider-Man Maximum series. I don't like the idea of them almost immediately doing a reuse in the Maximum wave. I think there's a couple of characters we need to hit before we ever think about repeating characters. I think we definitely need a Maximum Cap, Maximum Iron Man, Thor. We need a couple female figures. We need a Maximum Scarlet Witch would be really cool. We need a Maximum Kitty Pryde would be really cool. We haven't had a good Kitty Pryde figure, I don't think, ever. We've had, the older ones, which were acceptable at the time, but by today's standard, we need a really cool Kitty Pryde with some cool power effects with her hand like going through a wall or whatever. And with the maximum articulation and the cool, costume and all that stuff, I think that would be much, much cooler than just another Spider-Man in the black suit version in the Maximum Wave. I think that would be very disappointing if they already started to do another Spider-Man character. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe. He's looking up at you. He sees you, and he's about to pounce. I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.